Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover.
As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including the latest bestsellers and new releases.
I am currently listening to Drunkish by Stephanie Wilder Taylor. I really like Stephanie, and this is a book about leaving alcohol. It's called a memoir of loving and leaving alcohol, and I really dig her take on it. She's a funny person, and I love having her voice actually in my ear, reading it to me. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500.
If you live in Boise, Chicago, D.C., Denver, Houston, Las Vegas, Madison, Philly, Pittsburgh, Portland, or Salt Lake, it can be hard to find out what's happening in your city, like really happening. But a new local podcast called CityCast makes it easy. CityCast is a daily local podcast that keeps you in the know about what's happening. Episodes are short, completely local, and all about your city. You'll always be in the know about what's happening in town, like which restaurants you just have to try, the events you need to attend, and you'll even hear about hot local stories and controversies. Listen to CityCast on any podcast streaming platform by searching City Space Cast and your city name. Hear what your city is talking about with CityCast.
From Wondery and Audible comes Class of '88, a new podcast hosted by Will Smith. Before 1988, a lot of people didn't take hip-hop seriously. But hip-hop today touches everything from film to fashion to sports. So what changed? Follow Class of '88 wherever you get your podcasts.
Happens when there's so much that happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens?
Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on ye old bravs. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben.
Hi. How's it going?
Hi. Guys, we're together today. We're in Los Angeles in Ben's gorgeous billiard green office.
Yes.
With all the porcelain that he's been out there hunting. That porcelain deer behind us.
The gallery wall. There's a gallery wall. This is definitely a very real background. It is not virtual at all. And anyone who would accuse me of such things, shame on you. This is 100% a real background.
That's 100% fancy.
Yeah. And you can see it on Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens and check out Crappens on Demand. I'm so excited to have you here, Ronnie, here in my home office, because you're here for the Golden Crappies, which are happening this weekend.
This weekend, Saturday night, Palace Theater in Los Angeles. Also, if you want to stream them instead of coming. Let's talk about come online. It's fun. It's a big online party. You can get tickets at watchwhatcrappens.com. Also, thank you to the Jeff Lewis show over on SiriusXM. Jeff Lewis, Shane Douglas, Jameson, everybody over there. So nice. Had us on today. What a fucking blast. We just came from there to do this one. So much fucking fun. Go listen to it. Go support them. Go subscribe or do whatever you need to do over there. Those guys are so kind to us, and we had a really, really good time. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And also, one other little reminder that today, hopefully listen to this in time, today is the last day to vote in the Crappies, and the ballots at watchwhatcrappens.com. The polls are going to close at midnight Pacific, and we're really excited. We've had more votes than we ever had, ever. I think we're closing in on 40,000 votes this year.
Wow.
And, yeah. And some of the races are extraordinarily tight, like within 2 or 3 votes. It's wild. So, make your voice heard. Make your voice heard in this election year of Bravo.
Be heard.
But the show is going to be so fun. I did a walk through the theater yesterday. We're going to have a lot of great stuff. So definitely come join us. Hopefully in person if you can make it, but virtually if not. It's going to be a wild
I had
time.
a sesh with Choreo, so you know how it's going, guys.
Yeah.
Working hard. So come. Don't be a loser. Also, big week on Bravo, with Bravo all of a sudden trying to convince us that all their villains are victims. Okay, we've got Jax coming out with a new show soon. Tom Sandoval had a big victim edit over on Vanderpump Rules. Hope none of you fell for that horse shit. And today we've got Erica Jane, who's just so sad that everybody victimized her last year. Go check out The Housewife and the Hustler, Part 2, over on Hulu, and see what an asshole that chick is. She got her designer thrown in jail. They sicked the Secret Service, who's a friend of Tom's, on this designer. They didn't want to pay the bill. They didn't have the $1 million to pay the bill, so they called fraud on him. Do you remember a couple years ago when they were playing that game in, I don't know, was it Aspen? I don't remember, where they played 2 truths and a lie, and one of hers was, I wore a wiretap in a federal investigation.
Oh, yeah.
That was this. She sicked the Secret Service on this guy and went in wearing a wire and had him all flustered and got his ass thrown in jail.
Wow.
Because they didn't want to pay the bill.
Wow. Wait, so Secret Service got involved?
They're friends with the head of the man who was Secret Service at the time, the head of the Secret Service in L.A.
Wow,
like the L.A. branch or whatever. And Tom was working on this guy's case to get him more money in a settlement. And so I guess in return, as a quid pro quo, this is all alleged, but as a quid pro quo, he went and took care of their dirty business for them and put this designer in jail.
Wow. So between this and between Secret Service giving Monica a heads up about Jen Shaw, the Secret Service is getting really messy.
And let's not forget the Secret Service. Wasn't the Secret Service involved with Jen Shaw too, or was that just the feds?
I don't know. All I gotta say is the Secret Service is really getting involved with our Bravo, which, by the way, I love. I love having
dirty,
involvement.
well, you know, two of the main characters in the Housewives and the Hustler are the LA Times journalists who write all these articles. They've been hounding Tom's ass for years. They've been up his ass for years, and they're the two who wrote the article that was too long for any of the housewives to read. And that's even a clip where she's like, I can't believe I'm on this show. These people can't even read the article. And then it cuts to Kyle being like, can someone explain this? It's just so hard. It's just like so long. Like, yeah, it's so long. Sutton, could you tell us? That was even a clip in the show. But yeah, very, very, very messy stuff. So piss off Erica. And I can't believe that Bravo gave her a freaking spinoff. What an asshole. This woman is an asshole. Don't fall for any of this shit today with her.
Oh, all I wanted to do was have someone tell me, Erica, it's not your fault.
Yeah, well, tell that to the queen who made all those gowns for you and all of those outfits.
That being said, I think Erica's having the best season she's ever had.
She's a damn that's what I'm saying. And I think we all think that. And she is. But don't be, I'm just saying, don't forget that she's a monster.
Don't forget, okay?
I'm not saying don't laugh at monsters. Okay, you know what? Sometimes monsters are good. That's why they incorporated and they have a cartoon in Pixar.
There are people who are, you know what? Monsters Incorporated. They filed a form with the Secretary of State. They started a company that have an FEIN. Okay, but you know what? It's still monsters. Okay.
You know what? I want to complain about the service here. It's too secret. I ordered a salad 5 hours ago. Did they deliver it? No one will tell me.
You know what? Secret Service, you don't support other monsters, okay?
So that's that on that. So don't fall for it. Okay, so we open this episode. Another thing, just another macro. While we're here together, might as well take your whole day.
By the way, I just want to give
pontificating.
A little disclaimer. Hopefully the audio is good. We tested it, but apologies if it gets janky because it's not normal.
It's us.
It's us. And
welcome to our show.
This is not the normal audio setup. So apologies ahead of time.
Well, I love we go on Jeff Lewis and try and get new listeners, and then we show up and we're like, "Hi, we're making this show with Elmer's glue and construction paper."
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, exactly. Hi, new listeners.
So, yeah, another thing is, so this is one of those seasons of Beverly Hills. 1 week I'm saying, oh my God, nothing needs to happen on this show. This is what we love about it. Nothing's happening. It's still really entertaining. Still love it. And then we have weeks like this where I'm like, nothing is happening on that show. I need somebody to fight with somebody else.
This episode was the penultimate of the season, which meant that they had to start tying up loose ends of story arcs that they had built in. So we just sort of had a lot of little domestic scenes. But that being said, these are also the episodes where we usually have a lot of fun because since nothing happens, we just like rag on stupid things like, oh my God, did you see that tiling? She's such a stupid whore with that tiling, so,
Well, it's also super fun to watch Kyle wrap up what she thinks is a masterful season of like Vanderpump Rules copying and trying to have her own Scandival that will come to a head next week where they have to pick the cameras back up to get the fallout of this Kyle Richards phony storyline that she's trying to pass off as real. And it's really funny watching Kyle just trying to wrap this up while also being a complete asshole and not able to get it, not being able to get anybody to care about it.
Yeah. So why don't we dive in? It starts off, the
it.
episode starts with Crystal letting her daughter Zoe put eye makeup on her. So, I mean, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what does, right?
Then we see Dorit and her kids playing catch in a park. And, it's pretty much how you would think Dorit plays catch in a park.
Jackie, you want to get the ball. Catch it. Do it. Do you have the ball? Jackie.
And then he throws the ball. He's like, you gotta catch those, mama. And she's like, oh, darling, gee, I'm not in Little League, honey. I'm in a Pantone with Boy George getting cream pies in my face.
So then we go over to Annemarie planning a Mother's Day brunch with her planners, Lorianne and Loulette. Isn't that a couple?
Loulette. I love, how do we not meet Loulette until today?
Lolette, wouldn't it be?
Was it Lolette?
Lulo, maybe?
Oh, I mean both of them together. Their couple name would be Lolu. Or Lower Lou. Or Lower. You know what it would be?
Lori
Loulette. Fucking L. I'm Maddie fucking Reese.
Fucking Reese.
L-O fucking L. L-O fucking L. Yeah, so Annemarie is going to do her first proper event. So she's like, I'm thinking like a diamonds and champagne brunch for Mother's Day because like who doesn't like daytime drinking and who doesn't like diamonds? I know my crowd here. I think I could throw like a really good party, like not like an amazing party, but like a solid like 8.5. I think it'd be an 8.5 party.
Yeah, it's going to be like diamonds and champagne. And some people would call them cubic zirconium, but I think that's really unfair because they really work as hard as like regular diamonds do, and they should really be considered diamonds. So I'm going to go ahead and just call it diamonds and champagne. If anyone has a problem with it, they can take it up with the Champagne Association of Diamond America. Okay.
And now Erica goes to meet with her therapist, Dr. Jenina. And Dr. Jen's like, oh, hello, how's it going? He's like,
Hi, it's been a minute. I've been working on this concept you've been talking about. What was it again?
Papa?
Get out of my pathy. Get out of my pathy, you fucking poor person.
Poor paths. Poor pathy. She's like, good.
So empathy, Erica.
What's that?
Okay. So Erica's like,
Oh, so much is good stuff. So many things I didn't think were even possible. Now that I've completely been exonerated and nobody's coming after me for anything, I'm about to get my diamond earrings resent to me.
Yes, it's funny. It feels like just yesterday you were saying to me, my life is over, and then you tried to steal the jewelry off my ears.
by the way, do you remember seeing a little Mickey Mouse vase with flowers that was by the door? I'm not accusing you of anything. It's just it was gone once you left.
And honestly, I don't even care that it's gone. I just am feeling bad for you that's where you're at, that you're stealing Mickey Mouse vases.
She's literally just taking everything.
Just taking
she doesn't even care.
Tchotchkes from amusement parks.
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
So Dr. Jen's like, in one fell swoop, you lost your marriage, you lost your financial security, you lost a friend. And she's like,
Oh, I'm so afraid.
so we come back and she's like,
I was hopeless for a while, but now I've got this residency in Las Vegas. I mean, listen, I'm going to be singing while people are asking for more sides of blue cheese.
Now, admittedly, my band doesn't have a drummer, but we're going to hire someone to beat the back one of those buckets you put your coins in. It'll be like stomp.
And she's like,
I just want to surpass sort of expectations, and I'm also afraid. This is me, the vulnerable artist, Erica. I don't even want to be called Erica anymore. I want to be called This Shape.
oh wait, so that's where the paperclip went. That was just right here, right?
I'll buy you some paper clips.
No, I'm scared. I'm scared of this residency because apparently there are notes beyond A, B, and C. There's a whole world of F, G, and sharps and flats. I'm scared. New notes.
She's like, well, yeah, Erica, I mean, you used to have your husband and unlimited funds and unlimited resources that would buy you these gigs. And now,
Yeah, now look at me. Selling wings.
How about this? Why don't we just
By
talk
the way, I'm such an asshole. When we played House of Blues, I was like, this is the best thing to ever happen to us. We need to sign the wall. But when she plays House of Blues, I'm like, what a loser. They sell chicken wings there.
She's famous, though. We're not famous. Okay, Erica, let's talk about highlights. Okay. No, I mean, you have my highlighter right now. I would like that back.
Also, the Highlights magazine that was under that Mickey Mouse face. Could you take that out of your fanny pack?
Did you draw yourself into the pictures where you're trying to find the differences?
Yeah, that's me in there.
And she's like, yeah, Erica, it's easy to forget that Tom did support you before things got really bad. He encouraged you. How is that hard to remember? The only reason she ever sang anywhere was because Tom bought her places to sing. So she's like,
Yeah, well, right or wrong, good or bad, that man encouraged me.
well, to anybody with ears, I'd like to say, fuck off again, Tom Girardi. Okay?
I have nothing to say now. I mean, Dr. Jen, you say something.
And she goes, well, you can take risks when you have someone in your corner, And Tom was the safety net. So, you could walk the high wire, right? Also, I can see that you have a ream of paper in your shirt. Okay, I know your cleavage is not a square.
Are you trying to hotwire my desk?
Vroom, vroom, bitch.
Listen, I hate to break it to you, but you cannot hide this lawn chair under your shirt. I see you trying. You're just going to stretch your shirt.
So then we see a clip of the happy days when Erica was like,
Oh, Tom, I'm Roxy Hart, and I would not have it without you.
and he's like, this is a big deal, baby. I'm proud of you. Oh, that's funny, because weren't you showing this clip as an example of the emotional abuse Tom put Erica through by not supporting her ever? But that was the storyline we were just going with, right? Why are we changing the storyline? Can we pick one and stick with it? Now we're supposed to feel for Tom, too, and remember how supportive he was. You guys are really trying to pull too much wool over my eyes in one episode.
And then they show her going, thank you. They just kept that in that snot inhale in. So she goes,
Now I no longer have the net. Whew, it can get really scary out here. Don't look down. Just keep looking forward.
Did the Wi-Fi just go off in here? Did you take the Wi-Fi router?
I was without a net, so I've got to...
I want the actual net. Also, I took your DVD copy of the net. I hope you don't mind. I've never got to see that movie.
Okay, so she's telling us now that, she's pissed off because none of these girls congratulated her on anything now that she's exonerated. She is basically a free woman, and no one's congratulating her. How dare they?
yeah. And she's saying, because everything is calm down, but she was still mad. And when they had the ceremony of releasing Merce's ashes, she was still upset. And she's like,
Well, they asked, Sutton asked us, what are we releasing and what are we letting go? And it comes to my turn, and this is what I did. I'm sorry that I'm letting go of all you bitches being bitches to me. I'm just an innocent singer. I'm going to let it go, you C-words.
So she's like, yeah, I want to release what I'm going through with these women, but I'm never going to get what I'm looking for.
And Dr. Jen's like, you know what? Closure has to come from you, okay? People around you, really all we can do is close our ears, okay? I think the rest of it is going to be up to you, Erica.
I know you keep saying you're never going to get what you want, but there are vocal lessons that will help.
Tried it. Can we roll a clip of that? Bah! Bah! Is it a goat? No, get out of my house, you fucking weirdo.
That's beautiful,
What do you do here, Larsa?
I have no idea, I just appeared. So now we go over to Sutton. Sutton goes to I assume it's the Burbank Equestrian Center, and because I think that's the only place where horses are allowed in LA. And she goes up with Avi, and she sees this horse. Oh, look, there's Santos. He's so majestic and beautiful. And he's like, that's not Santos. That's That's different. We see it cross-eyed. It says, mistake. Oh, there's Santa's. Now he's looking a little boxy, and someone just put an envelope in. That's a mailbox, actually. Oh, okay. What does Santa's look like?
She drunk purchased a horse on the internet. I just want everybody to think about that and remember that. That's what happened. I drunk purchased. What was the last thing I drunk purchased? I think it was like one of these stupid little lights here that we use on the side. It doesn't work. That's what I drunk purchased. I'm like, you know what I need? New studio lighting. And then I get it. I've got like a graveyard of like little Zoom camera lighting in my closet. I
once drunk purchased a mattress. I was really proud of that. I got really wasted in West Hollywood, went to the club, came back, and I said, I'm buying a mattress. And I drunk purchased a mattress.
Is it good?
I love it. It's Casper.
It's
Casper
still good.
mattress.
Casper mattress. Come on, still good.
I was like, we advertise for them all the time. I'm going to buy one. And I did.
So she's like, wow, I haven't had my own horse since spending summers in Texas with my grandparents. Feels like I'm a little kid again. A little kid with a smaller martini. It's like a big martini, but it's a small one. You know?
So the Nicole, the trainer, was like, so how are you feeling about riding him for the first time? She said, oh, I'm good. Let's get me back in the saddle. So she walks up this little staircase thing. I didn't know that they had those, which makes sense. Of course they would have something like that, but I'd never seen one personally. But I guess I'm also not very well tuned into the world of
horse culture.
You're
not really a horse girl.
I'm not a horse girl. So I learned something today. I learned that there are little staircases, and then Erica came and tried to hide the staircase under her shirt. I was like, really? Trying to claim everything.
I used to be, well, I wouldn't say friends. I used to know a horse girl in school. You know horse girls, like, well, I'm from Texas, but they're like really, really long, dry hair that their mom will never let them cut. Like, that's like a source of pride. Their hair is like down to their ankles and stuff. And they're like, oh my God, I've never cut my hair. When they're walking around like bragging in their house, but they get to school and everyone's like, that's like literally disgusting. And then she has like a horse trapper keeper and stuff. And I always kind of felt for her because I was like, everybody's so mean to her about her hair. I mean, it was me. That was everybody. But
to this day.
I was like, yeah,
to this like
still
30
now.
seconds ago.
Yeah. So I was always kind of mean to horse girl. No, I wasn't mean to her. In my head, I was mean to her. But in real life, I'm nice. I'm not like this in real life. So I was nice to her. But I always kind of felt bad to her because everybody was mean to her. But then I would be nice to her, and she was kind of an asshole, I'm not going to lie. Like, she was so snotty. Like, she's so above it all. She's like, you're not a horse person. I'd be like, hi, I'm a theater person. And she's like, disgusting. Like, horse people looked at theater people with more disdain than normies, like than football people. And I was like, you know what? Fuck horse girls. Like,
yeah. I only knew one horse girl.
Literally, get off your high horse. That's where that comes from.
Get off your high horse. Yeah,
horse girl.
I feel like I must have known a lot of horse girls without realizing, because there were a lot.
Oh no, you would know.
I definitely had one friend who was a horse girl, and she got thrown off her horse, and she lost her spleen because of it. So
your spleen? Oh my gosh!
Oh, I think that she like got thrown off. I don't know what. It was something wild. Something wild.
I don't even know where your spleen is. That just sounds so dramatic, like your spleen.
Your
spleen. It just fell right out of her ear. How'd that happen? What do spleens do?
I think they process fat, I believe.
Oh, geez, mine's broken. Can I get a new one?
Oh, no, I'm thinking about gallbladders. No, I think spleens. I forget what spleens do. Is that where do spleens generate bile? No.
They tell you about things you don't understand. Can someone explain this to me? That would be great. That would be great.
Spleenache.
So, Sutton's talking about her horse and making jokes like, hey, horse, I'm going to give you a carrot, but don't eat my diamond carrots. That single Sutton humor. This is a woman who was on her own and ready to take the world on.
The horse is like, nay, mum. Get it, darling, get it, nay, them. It's horse humor. If you're a horse girl, you get the joke.
So she is trotting around, and Avi is recording the moment, and then Kyle shows up to just shame her and rag on her about literally everything, So
Kyle, by the way, is a wannabe horse girl, and you know that because she's obsessed with cowboy hats. So she likes to dress like she is around horses all the time, but she's actually not around horses, and she resents people who are around horses. Case in point, Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah. But I think you're right that she's a wannabe horse. Like, she's got Morgan Wade. She's got a country star, like, whatever girlfriend now. So, yeah, I think she's probably like, I'm a horse person now. And then she goes up to the horses, and the horses just, you know how horses, well, maybe you don't, but horses, like, they just kind of look you up and down, and then they'll sneeze right in your face. And that's a lot of snot,
So do alpacas.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. One time I went to an alpaca farm with our dear friend, Michelle Collins, and my friend from college, Jane. And the alpacas were so cute. And so I took a photo with the alpaca, and then Michelle took a photo with the alpaca. And they're like, Jane, go take a photo with the alpaca. And Jane was like, no, I don't think I want to. Like, come on, Jane, take a photo. She's like, fine. So Jane goes right up to the alpaca's face. And just as she gets there, the alpaca just does a big old sneeze, like alpaca snot, right in Jane's
her face.
And it was right when I took the photo. And if you look at the photo, you see her hair being blown back by the alpaca sneeze.
Yeah, I love that. I would like to think that a horse would do that to Kyle.
A horse probably has that.
Just like total disdain, because you know that the horse, Kyle, like, puts her hand up to the horse like it's a dog, because that's how dog people are. We put our hands in every animal's face because we think that's how you communicate with it. But she, like, lets it sniff it, and the horse can smell the sugar cubes that Kyle was eating in her car instead of giving it to the horse.
I was eating sugar cubes.
I just know that. You just know that Kyle would be like, why is the horse getting this? I want this. And then she'd eat it, And then the horse can smell the sugar cube and then resent Kyle.
My theory is the following. My theory is that Kyle has always wanted to be a horse girl, but there's always someone else in her life who was a horse girl, and then Kyle did not want to be accused of copying. So I feel like, I don't know if Kim was a horse girl, but I feel like Kim was probably like on horses a lot for various roles.
For Disney, whatever, yeah.
And so then Kyle was like, well, I don't want to do a horse because, or maybe even like Kim even said something like, are you trying to copy me, Kyle? So then she has to be stridently like not like that.
Yeah, she's like, I'm into bikes.
Yeah, and now like every time she's like ready to like literally get on the horse, then here comes Lisa Vanderpump on her horse.
Yeah,
and now here comes Sutton on her horse, and she just can't.
She just can't ever find the right moment to be a horse girl.
Yeah, she's just looking for that, which explains actually why she and Mauricio broke up, because she's deeply unhappy about never being able to fulfill her horse girl dream.
It's like, I would be here more if my wife rode horses. She'd be like, damn it. Can't take it.
I just want her to get in the saddle and ride a horse.
And that's really sad, because she actually grew up doing Little House on the Prairie, and she was probably surrounded by horse girls. Like, finally, I'm on a Western. I'm going to be able to ride horses. And then Laura Ingalls would be like, I'm a horse person now. She's like, oh.
Yeah, the Gilbert girl is like, guess what, guys? I just learned how to ride a horse.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Melissa Gilbert. What was the other Gilbert?
Melissa Gilbert was Laura Ingalls, yeah.
So then, which is the Gilbert from Roseanne?
Sarah Gilbert.
Sarah Gilbert. Okay,
yeah.
Glad. Okay, there we go.
And then Gilbert Grape was the one who just couldn't save any of his family, no matter how hard he tried.
Gilbert Gottfried was a comedian, R.I.P.
He died?
Yeah.
When did he die?
Like last year.
I was actually wondering where he's been on the podcast charts, because he was like one of the... I'm not even being an asshole, but I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I wonder where he's been. He died. I didn't know.
Whatever happened
to R.I.P. What a talent.
Whatever happened to Vincent Price?
I don't know. People probably stopped trying, got sick of having to check him all the time. It's like, can I just check out? Okay, so let's...
by the way, that was a reference for Marisol Patton, because she loves mentioning Vincent Price.
It's like a Vincent Price movie in here. Am I right?
I was wondering where I heard that, but that's where.
It's time. You know what's the worst is when you are shopping online and you're so excited for everything in your cart, and then you look and everything's going to arrive in like 5 weeks, and you're like, why am I even doing this? And you just give up. I hate that. Don't you, Ronnie?
Oh my God, I hate that. And also when it's so expensive. I mean, listen, shipping can make or break a sale. And as your business grows, ShipStation can help optimize how you ship your orders so you can stay competitive while you scale up.
ShipStation is really great for all of this stuff. They've got a free trial and quick setup. It's really easy to try things out before you commit or get started right away.
Their dashboard is so user-friendly. You can easily automate shipping tasks. You can manage orders in one simple dashboard.
One thing also that's really cool is that ShipStation has enterprise solutions that reduce warehouse costs and improve profitability. And as your business grows, you can really just save thousands on shipping costs because of that.
ShipStation has industry-leading discounted rates from USPS, UPS, DHL, and Global Post, with discounts up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. Optimize and keep up your momentum for growth with ShipStation. Use promo code Crappens today at ShipStation.com to sign up for your free 60-day trial.
That's ShipStation.com, promo code Crappens.
Academy is a new scripted podcast that follows Ava Richards, played by HBO's Industries' Myha'la Herrold, a brilliant scholarship student who has to quickly adapt to her newfound eat-or-be-eaten world. Ava's ambitions take hold and her small-town values break in hopes of becoming the first scholarship student to make the list. Bishop Gray's all-coveted academic top 10, curated by the headmaster himself. But after realizing she has no chance at the list on her own, she reluctantly accepts an invitation to a secret underground society that pulls the strings on campus life and academic success. If she bends to their will, she'll have everything she's ever dreamed of. But at what cost? Academy takes you into the world of a cutthroat private school where power, money, and sex collide in a game of life and death. Follow Academy on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Academy early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
Time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. Okay, so
Horses.
let's see. Horses. Sutton is... So Kyle sees Sutton riding the horse, and she's like, oh my God, look at you, a jockey. She goes, yeah, the Kentucky Derby awaits. So Kyle's like kind of making fun of her or whatever, as she does.
Resentments because she wants her own horse. By the way, and she will get her own horse. I guarantee next season Kyle's gonna be like, well, I decided I just actually really like horses, so I got 5 of them instead. So kinda weird.
Yeah.
I love to shop.
I can't help it. So then Sutton's like, oh my God. So let's talk about Merce. So that's healing ceremony. That was just so beautiful. And I was emotional. And, it was just rough. And so we see the clip of it being rough. And Sutton's like, it was just, I needed to let go of my marriage. And I texted Christian this morning and I said, before you leave, I want to say goodbye and good luck because he's got a lot on his plate now. And I just want him to be happy. And she talks about Christian a lot.
And then she said she said that he wrote back and said, new number, who dis? Didn't really understand that.
His text bubble came back green. Couldn't really figure out.
Horrifying. That's horrifying. Don't joke about that, Ronnie. That's horrifying.
So she's talking about how he's moving on with his life. He got a promotion. Now he's moving. I guess this is the London job or whatever. And it's a lifestyle change for her because she knew, up until now, they're divorced. But I knew that if I fell, he'd be there to pick me up off the ground after I fell or off this horse. But now there is no one to pick me up. Meanwhile, Avi's still running circles around the horse like, eat the purple carrot. We love you, horse. I'm like, let's not discount all the friend employees you've made over the years, okay?
You literally have an Oscar nominee in your corner with Jennifer Tilly. Oh, by the way, it's
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
Meg Tilly's birthday today.
Who cares? Fuck her. I don't care about her. I only care about Jennifer Tilly. Fuck
As
Meg
long
Tilly.
as we're talking about celebrity siblings.
No.
Kyle and Kim, Melissa and Sarah.
Meg Tilly, the ultimate faker of being a horse girl, so Jennifer couldn't do it. The ultimate.
Why? Does she have a horse?
No, it's just she has that vibe. Like, oh, Jennifer, I'm Meg Tilly. I'm the more like traditionally like movie star of the two of us. And what's Jennifer ever gonna do? She's got a funny voice. She's a weirdo. She just plays poker with all of Dad's friends. And then I'm gonna, Jennifer was probably like, I like horses, and she's like, fuck you. I'm a horse person.
I've decided. I was talking to my good friend Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
We decided we're both horse people now. So Kyle is like, she's like, so how long have you been divorced? And Sutton says 6 years or 6 or 7 years. And Kyle's like, oh yeah.
LOL, by the way, that Kyle doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Kyle's like the worst.
By the way, she was so bad with this. Who's Christian again?
Kyle listens to nobody.
So then she was like, so did you guys go to therapy or anything? You don't realize this, but you're falling into a trap, so that way I can talk about my marriage instead. And so I was like, no, I don't think we, when we got separated, I thought that's what we were going to do, but instead we just had to make juleps and bet on horses.
I like how she kind of disgustedly said, no, neither one of us has ever been to therapy.
Sounds like a Yankee thing.
How dare you? We are both Southern gentlemen and gentlewomen.
We don't discuss such things in mixed company. So Kyle's like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to therapy now, so I guess we're going to talk about me now instead of you. That was fun, right? Whatever you're talking about. But anyway, I'm going to therapy now, with Mauricio, and we're going together. And Sutton's like, oh, and how's that going? Getting full of witch doctory things and stuff. And she's like, yeah, I mean, like, well, what I've learned in therapy is that, like, what we've been really working a lot on and taking a lot. We've been working a lot and taking a lot on, and that, like, that's really created, like, so much time apart.
Oh, okay. Kyle, we know. Okay. She's like, we're in therapy. You know what we've learned? We both have very heavy iCals. Okay. He's opening 800 offices across the world. I'm doing Amazon Lives once a week.
I know.
I mean, it is really, it is like, wow.
And Sutton goes, she's like, oh, yeah, that's what happened in my marriage because his career just took off. And she puts one hand up really high and goes, and then I just sort of stayed here. And she keeps one hand low. And Kyle's like, no. My hand is up too. Kyle's like, no, we both are going up, but just in different directions.
Yeah, Kyle's like, I just suggested fake leather pants with baggy sweaters like this week. So my hand is pretty much up here. Okay.
Yeah, I actually just signed a bunch of Halloween posters, so like it's like opening up 85
I mean,
offices.
was I asked to sign them Jamie Lee Curtis by Jamie Lee Curtis? Yes, but still, it was like it took a lot of time. I'm a horse girl now.
Yeah, I actually just pitched a show to the guy that ran ER for 4 years, and it's a show about like when I was like 17 and I was working at a frozen yogurt place. It was Humphrey Yogurt, yeah. So it's gonna
Humphrey Yogurt.
We're trying to. That's a real place, by the way.
I love that.
That's where actually Meghan Markle.
We'll always have yogurt, kid.
It's a real place in Encino. Of course it is. Actually, it's not Encino. It's in Van Nuys. It's Sherman Oaks.
Okay, we don't need to valley hate right now. Can you see? Look at me in the picture. I have horns.
The point is this. Mauricio's working a lot, but Kyle is working. Kyle is like actually super, super successful right now. So it's not the same as you, Sutton. You were stagnant, but Kyle is.
Now I'm picking the deer's nose.
Don't do that. I named that deer Santos.
Ben has a deer thing in his office.
I could put up a different background if you want.
No, I love it. No, I just.
Do?
No,
you know what?
Don't do it.
No, because I have a bunch of random. I used to change the background all the time, and now I have a background. It's a live cam of where they. Where is it? It's pheasants.
I look younger on my camera. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, well, the lighting is. You have better
I look
lighting.
Beat up on this camera.
You're way overexposed here. Oh, underwater. Let's look at what's going on underwater.
Did I get bruised? Did Jeff Lewis hit me and I don't remember? Look at me. I'm bruised.
Look, this is a live cam of.
Let's do that one.
Yeah, remember in Roni when they went to like Elvis's beach bar? This is it. So you see there's actual people
I love
right
it.
here.
Yeah.
These are people who are actually at a bar in the Caribbean right now.
Okay, cute. I like
some
it.
sort of text down there, but we're going to live with that.
I like it. I like that lady's culottes. They're really.
Remember the time when we did this? Sorry, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Remember the time when
everyone's like, "Oh my God, what happened in the Sutton scene?"
Remember the time we were doing a recap of Orange County and I put up a traffic circle in Orange County? It was just cars going around in a circle behind me the whole day.
Yes.
That was my favorite background.
I'll never forget it. Okay, God, that lady really knows how to relax. Look at her sideways sitting with culottes. I love her style.
I think I may zoom in this a little bit because I just want to see more of her.
I do too.
Okay, let's get her.
She's hot.
She's on a hammock.
Oh yeah, that lady's a hammock storyteller.
Oh yeah, and her friend is saying, "Okay, Cindy, I know. Listen, it's really distracting to have a conversation with you swinging like that. Can you just please pull up a chair?"
Yeah, she's like, "I'm getting seasick." Just why? I mean, you're on a hammock swinging back and forth right in front of the sea.
Well, it was hard for me because, you know what, I got my sea legs and now I don't want to give them up. So I just need to keep swaying at all times.
So anyway, I'm going to try and not look at the swing. I was talking about being a horse person. Oh, I love horses. I just got one. It's like, God damn it. Of course it's a fucking girl on the fucking swing.
Oh, she got up. Okay,
she felt it. She feels herself being made fun of.
Oh, no. Going back to the hammock now.
She's like, I don't care.
Can you hold my...
Oh, now she's lying down. Well, sorry. I guess we're not going to order for a little while.
She's like, here, hold my cell phone. I'm going to... Okay. Marissa's had enough. She's walked away.
Yeah, Marissa's like, now I have to watch her in the laying position.
I'm not going to sit at this table while you lay down in a hammock. And now Cindy has changed. Oh, now she's changed her entire position. She's now laying on the other side.
Okay, she's requiring way too much attention.
She is. Marissa's like, I'm just going to ignore this.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the show. So Kyle's like, we had nothing, okay? And now look at us. I have free Amazon Prime now. So she tells us that they were in the clothing business and they just had Farrah and Alexa. And Alexia was Is it Alexia or Alexa?
Alexia.
And he lost his job and was bawling, and she's like, we are going to get a real estate license and it's going to change the world. And now, before you knew it, we had 89,000 companies. And I was like, wait a minute, you skipped a lot between all the people that helped you along the way, namely your sister's husband, to get here. Not to take any work away that you've done, but you don't just go from he got fired from Dillard's to owning 900 agencies all across the world.
Exactly. Where did those clients come from to start the agency? I ask you that. So someone goes, okay, yeah, your lives have blown up. Like maybe his has blown up a lot more than yours, but we'll just say yours blew up too. And she goes, yeah, it's like a lot of change.
I mean, his life is blown up. Your life blows. I mean, the movies you're into.
No. You're both doing a lot of things. He's opening up 2 offices a week for the agency, and you're lighting hats on fire in Aspen and crying when people don't show up to see it. So you're both very, very busy people.
You started wearing a matchstick in your cowboy hat. That's something.
You woke up at 6:30 a.m. to work out this morning. That's about the same as opening up businesses all around the world. So yeah.
So she's like, Sutton's giving her the pat advice that everyone says, but no one really believes. Like, to make this work, you both have to make sacrifices. No, like, I'm not in love with him and he's an asshole and he's probably cheating on me. And I caught him talking to somebody on fucking Instagram, okay? And I'm dating someone who's as young as my daughter to, like, get internet cred. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we have to make some sacrifices.
Yeah. So Kyle's like, well, when she says we both have to make sacrifices, she goes, well, yeah, but like I know, but like he will never not work. I mean, obviously, you could turn down certain things, like he could turn down certain things, right? But he just always loves to work.
If that man wasn't working, she would be calling him a lazy ass, sitting around. I think Kyle's just ready to go. Just go. You don't have to have all these reasons. You know what I mean? Just go.
She has been able to distract herself with raising her kids for all these years, and now her life she's realizing it's time to go. It's time to go.
You're on different shows. You know what I mean? It's over.
She pretty much even says it right here. She goes, like when my kids were little, I did that for like so many years. I would like pick up and drop off at like different times. And like there were doctors and dentists and piano lessons and soccer. And I was doing all that and he really wasn't. And so like now I have the freedom to be able to do some things for me. And like, I like it, like being in feature films starring Michael Myers, Halloween.
So Sutton's like, I mean, look at all you're doing. Going to movies. Producing movies. Mm-hmm. What are those movies? There's something about Morgan Fairchild, Morgan Wood.
I mean, you're doing so much. I think, did I just see on your Instagram story you bought a wedge of Parmesan the other day? That was nice. That was exciting for you, huh?
That was actually one of my favorite Kyle moments that really made Kyle real for me, when she went to date night with Mauricio and they ate pasta out of the giant Parmesan wheel. Do you remember? That's why
I brought up the Parmesan.
Yeah.
Because watching her stare at that wheel of Parmesan,
it was torturing her, and I totally understood it. I was like, I was Kyle in that moment.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like obsessed with how close I am to the camera in our setup here.
I like it. I have a little head. That's why I'm so far behind you.
I look enormous.
In the theater, you're not supposed to do this because I would be considered upstaging you because I'm forcing you to like turn around and look, which isn't fair. But that's why I said we just look at each other through here, But I don't care because I have a small head. I'm like Uncle Fester, but mini. I'm like a Muppet Baby version of Uncle Fester.
I feel like we're in like an old commercial for Obsession, because they would always have an Obsession. There's always someone up really close and then someone back being like, Obsession.
Yeah.
Come in. Okay, so let's go on to something more exciting. Garcelle filming a PSA for Cyber Smile with her sons. So, Garcelle is basically, because her son Jax was cyberbullied after that whole Diana fiasco, et cetera, she is turning it into a positive by doing a GoFundMe to raise money for those who have been cyberbullied.
And look, I think that's great. And I really like their logo tagline. You need a new villain? Here I am. So she has a conversation with her son, and I'm exhausted. Like, I want to bully them. Like, be quiet.
It was very nice.
Do something else. Yeah, it was
very
nice.
Not very compelling, but it was very nice. Her sons are great. She's great. It's a great cause. So that was that.
From Wondery, this is Black History for Real. I'm Francesca Ramsey.
And I'm Conscious Lee.
What do most people think about when they hear the words Black History?
Rosa Parks, Reconstruction, MLK, February, Black History Month.
Exactly. There are so many stories of Black history that we just are not really talking about or thinking about, especially outside of February. And we are about to flip the script on all of that. Because on this show, you're going to hear a little less,
in August 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
And a little bit more.
She is a heroine to some. As a fighter for black rights, she is a villain to others.
Follow Black History for Real on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. Listen everywhere on February 5th, or you can listen early and ad-free on Wondery Plus starting January 29th. Join Wondery Plus on the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
Black is beautiful. Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So now we go to Sutton. Sutton's going. So now we know that Sutton is feeling youthful because she's going to a place made famous by Vanderpump Rules. The Surly Goat.
That's my bar. That used to be my bar that I hung out down the street from my house. I used to live on that street. Yeah, I would go hang out there all the time. That is a really crazy place for Sutton to be hanging out. I don't think that's like a neighborhood tavern, you know? Like,
she's just making her way down Santa Monica Boulevard. Their first date was she went on a date at La Boheme, and then she went down the street a little bit, and now she's at Surly Goat. I mean, I think next is she's gonna be at like the abandoned Starbucks you were talking about at Jeff Lewis.
Yeah, I've spent so much neighborhood time over at the Surly Goat, and that's a place where you really go, drink, and play darts, like real darts, real down and dirty darts. Also, you know what? They have their shuffleboard. Love that game so much. I love just trying to get the exact amount you're supposed to push something.
I haven't played shuffleboard in a very long time.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. So she's there with Steve, and
don't trust Steve still. Steve's doing is like, oh, you know what we should do? His fake innocent person eyes. I don't believe him. He's a killer. He's a cheater. Something's off with Steve. Financial malfeasance.
I could see that because he definitely has like this nice Midwestern kind of vibe to him, but it could also be evil.
He's putting it on. I'm telling you that he does this doe-eyed thing where he's like, don't. What are we gonna? You're pretty funny today, Sutton.
So they meet up, and Sutton's like, hey, I bring my own mixer, and she takes out a bottle of Ocean Spray pink grapefruit, and he actually looks fairly scandalized by it. He's like, oh, what are you doing there, huh? Some grapefruit juice in your bag. That's a little wacky, huh? Oh, maybe a little too wacky for me. You know what? You're like Burger King. You like to have it your way. You know, she was like, I don't understand that reference. I'm
sorry. What country is that?
Don't most kings have it their way? I just don't get your humor sometimes.
She really doesn't either. I like that Sutton's really funny to watch, but she really doesn't have a sense of humor at all. No. She's never going to get one. She doesn't get any joke.
No, never. He's like, hey, so I really like your purse. What is that, Celine?
I love your accent for this guy. I like that he's like just a complete Fargo.
I know. His accent sounds like it's Midwestern, but for some reason I'm making him Northern Midwestern. I'm just sending him into Minnesota. I can't quite modulate.
I'm here
for
just
it. like simple Wisconsin or like Ohio.
That's how he used to mean. Boop, 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 baby face. So he's like, you have a bag. This is from Celine. Like what? Celine Dion makes purses now. Ha ha ha. She goes, yes. Well. Yeah, it doesn't. It comes from the heart. Get it? Oh, I told a joke. I
actually told a joke.
Yeah, that was good. I forgot she did that.
A gay-friendly joke. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no way. I was joking. You know, I was just joking about it. He goes, no, it's Celine. Celine is a designer. Oh, okay. So it's not Celine Dion. So
you were kidding me then?
You were kidding me.
Oh, darn. Okay. Well, look at that. Oh gosh, listen to me snort now. And she just looks like gross. Is that supposed to be attractive? Snorting. She goes, okay, you know what? we should play some darts. Go stand in front of that bullseye thing. Okay, Snorter?
You know, starting over in life in your 50s is super tough because, well, you know, you're in your 50s. And if Tina Turner can start over at 50, so can I. I'm like, well, I think she started over when she was 40. Oh, damn it.
I did love that, though. It's hard when you're 50. You know why? Because you're 50.
But if Tina Turner can do it, I can too. I'm like, the difference is that Tina Turner had a one-of-a-kind voice, so... I'm like, guys, let's talk about Tina Turner.
So they do some awkward flirting, and she's like, I don't know if it's going to work out, but it's very symbolic of a new chapter. The new setting, and I'm new, and I feel really good. And he's not hard on the eyes either. You know, let's just see where this goes. So would you like another day? He's like, pulls out his wallet. There's a 10 in there. Never mind. Goodbye. Goodbye, getting back to your country. We're
having something somewhere way. I don't know. So now Kyle and Mauricio's teeth go to their little bar that they have in their living room. And
Kyle and Mauricio's teeth.
Those teeth.
Those things do lead, man.
They are.
I mean, if they were in ballroom class, they would definitely be doing the forward dances because they take the lead. Those teeth are the first thing in the room.
They make Culver from Below Deck Down Under look like a candidate for Homeless Not Toothless.
If he was at a crosswalk and smiled at me, I would walk into traffic. I would think that the light turned white.
I would. It literally looks like someone put up a picket fence in his face.
If he was on CSI, his teeth would be able to tell who came where.
His teeth literally look like a 1920s bandstand. Like there should be like little trombones behind them. They are bright and fresh.
So they're talking at their home bar, and Kyle has put out food, and then Mauricio eats it, and then she badgers him for eating it and being disgusting, which is my favorite. I like that Kyle just hates him so much. She's like, you're going to do another scene where I'm going to blindside you about our relationship, and then anytime you eat anything I put out for you to eat, I'm going to make you feel like shit for it. So I hope you're enjoying the storyline.
I just want to interrupt to say that Hammock Lady, I think, is actually really wasted. She just got up from her hammock and she stumbled over to the table, and then she like went and tried to kiss one of the people at the table, and now she's back on the hammock and she's about to fall off.
You know, Hammock Lady really is too much. She's going too hard on the hammock. She's like really like, we're in Mexico, I'm going to relax. I mean, she is aggressively hammocking up and down. That's not how you hammock, babe. And she also can't get her damn hands out of her hair.
She's doing the thing with her hair. She's like, guys, it's so hot right now. Oh my God.
That girl's a mess. She's not getting attention from anybody. She's trying to get it. Look, she's trying to be sexy and like play with her hair. No one's paying attention. She keeps changing position, going higher on the thing. Girl, no one is into you. Just stop. Go to a different table. You know what I mean?
Literally, the three other people at the table are not paying her any mind. Oh, she's trying to point at something now.
No, look at that. Look at that, everybody. Look at that. They're barely turning to her.
It's a tree. Just kidding. Oh, look, guys, I swear there's a tree there. I'm like, yes, that's what your hammock's attached to.
This girl is the biggest nightmare. No one wants to go on vacation with this girl.
She really does change position quite a bit for someone on a hammock. I think like the joy of being on a hammock is that you can just sort of like plop down and be in a position for like 2 hours. And she just constantly up and down and left and right.
She needs to get her hands out of her hair. Do you want to look like this, bald? That's how you do it. I'm telling you.
She's wasted.
Okay, so Kyle brings up couples therapy, blah, blah, blah. And Mauricio's just being like, like, breathe. I just want you to say whatever you've got to say, huh? And she's like, oh my God, gross. You eating? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to eat? You're disgusting. Just chew it. I mean, it's on your mouth. I mean, seriously, while we're talking?
Yeah, Kyle, like Mauricio's clearly like a bit uncomfortable about talking about therapy on camera, but he's also trying to be a good partner and show that like, he can do it. So he's like he's sort of doing this like uncomfortable smile the whole time.
He's trying to be positive, and she will not let him put a positive spin on anything.
Because they're talking about therapy and like sharing and stuff. And he goes, yeah, well, it becomes fun. She goes, I wouldn't say fun. Like, actually, no, but therapy, I actually think therapy can be fun because it's like you discover things about yourself that are like, so like finding all the connections can be like very exciting. You're like, wow, that was like I thought it was gonna be this like serious and sad thing with like torment, like inner torment, and it's actually like, oh, I actually learned why I do the things I do, and that's kind of fun. But she will not let him have that.
Yeah, she's like, I wouldn't call it fun. I mean, I would say that, like, I mean, I wasn't having fun. It's not like I was laughing in those sessions. And he goes, okay, I get you, I hear you.
Right, you fucking literalist. Okay,
she's like, my point is that I just like don't think that's the right adjective. Okay, yeah, I think we get your point, Kyle. And she's like, I think it feels good. I mean, I would say good. And he goes, okay, good. I love the adjective. Good. I'm good with that, But listen, it's been a tough few months and it's been a tough year, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, because it's been more than a few months. Okay, then a year. It's been a decade, century.
Marriage, Yeah. So then she goes, yeah, and I hope it like helps you kind of reflect. So then he has this like little finger sandwich in his mouth or a bite. And he's like, well, like, that's why we might be like in tune, right? Like, reflection. She goes, I'll let you finish up. I was like, Kyle, let the man have you put snacks out. You're allowed to eat a snack while talking about your therapy. It does not mean that he cares less about the therapy because he decided to take a bite of a cucumber
I guess you can
and smoked
eat.
Salmon.
Go ahead and eat. I'll just be over here waiting and dreaming of the horse that I never got to ride. So she's like, he's saying, all I'm saying is like it's helping us, because like we're in a way better place, and it's been 27 years, but now we have so much going on, in our lives, it's hard, right? It's become
really hard.
It's become really hard. Then.
So
wow,
upsetting.
Well, kind of reversed it there. Time.
It's weird that Camille Grammer just walked into the scene and started joining in.
And she's like, well, it's not like I'm someone who's going to like, while you're at work, like stay home and just like go shopping and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to just do that.
Kyle, your whole thing this season has been, I love to shop. The one thing I'm really good at is shopping. Put me in a gas station. I can come away and shop. Oh, look, there's a vendor in Barcelona. I'm going to shop.
All I really want to do is shop. She's like, how dare you insinuate that I'm going to just stay around here and shop?
I was like, don't you want to do that? I'm not even judging you. I would want to do that.
Here's the problem, I think. Here's the overall problem, because nothing they say here really matters, because it's bullshit. Like, I think here's the problem she's facing. She is coming off as very unlikable because she's just coming off as badgering him. If she's not going to share what he did or what's going on, I believe he either cheated, or the rumors were Old Queen in a Bar told us she found some message on she found a message in his DMs that he's been talking to somebody, which she said something about. Yeah. But apparently, there was something going on that she's not really talking about. Or they show a clip of her next week when they have this big family conversation of being like, you've got something on your nose, and doing this, like suggesting he's doing coke or something in the family meeting, which... So if he's doing something, you need to tell us, because right now, or maybe it's the way it's being edited or whatever, all we see is you going around with some hot young person. So it looks like you're cheating on him right now, and openly, and not giving a shit about his feelings, and saying, well, okay, well, I can cheat on him because he's going to agency parties, which isn't, in the scheme of things, it's not the best reason to be cheating on somebody, especially so boldly. And then it looks like when he's trying to like be nice to you or talk to you or go to therapy or do everything that you're asking him to do, you're being an absolute badger and an asshole to him. So whatever you're doing, and I'm not saying any of this is true, I'm just saying this is how it's coming off. So she needs to like fix these optics, because she should have us in the palm of her hands this season.
And you know what? There was a moment where she kind of did. Like, there was definitely a moment where I was like, I'm really liking this Kyle. I feel like a real and authentic Kyle is coming out. I think that like what's going for her is that she has gone through a terrible tragedy with her friend. Her kids are out of the house, and she's kind of like re-examining everything and realizing that actually there's a lot more emptiness going on there. Or maybe like at this time when she is when she needs Mauricio the most after her friend died by suicide, he's off and busy, which I think is a very like that is hard. That's a very hard, real thing. And so like I get that. But what's funny is that all the footage that they keep on showing in terms of showing how inattentive Mauricio is, all the footage is him being like, so you want to come to a party with me?
Exactly.
No. Do you want to come to, I've got to do a business thing in Portugal. You want to come to Portugal with me? No. So,
and she's like, I need this. And he's like, okay, well, do you want to go to Portugal? No. Okay, well, this thing is coming. You want to do it as a family? And she's like, no.
It's not to say that that's evidence that he is attentive. Because I can see how he is really busy and she probably needs him in a different way right now. But it's just funny to me that like if they are trying to give Mauricio a villain edit, to me it's not really landing.
They're making him look better. She's making him look better. It's so weird, and I get it too that he's not. Like, I will believe everything that Kyle says. Okay, he's not there. He's doing all this other stuff, which we see that he's doing. Like, it's obviously true that he's doing all of this other stuff. But yeah, you're right. Every time it cuts to him, he's like, how can I change this? What can I do to help? You want to go to therapy? Okay, I'll do it. You want to spend more family time together? Okay, let's do it. Here's how we can do it. And she's like kind of shooting him down and then being an asshole to him at every turn. And it's just bad. It's just bad optics, and it's typical Kyle. Like, this is going to be my season that it's like, go Kyle, you do your own thing, but it's not turning out that way at all. It's becoming like, oh my God, Kyle's cheating on her husband and then giving him shit. That's how it's starting to look to the rest of us. So
I believe that there's more than meets the eye. I do
too.
I think that like Kyle's dissatisfaction with Mauricio is grounded in something real, and I believe it. I don't doubt it. I don't think this is like a thing that she's doing for a storyline. I'm not saying you say that either, but I just think it's funny that what we are seeing.
I do kind of think it's for a storyline.
Well, either way, what we are seeing from Mauricio is like, I don't think it like he's going to therapy with you. He's trying to connect.
He seems shocked every time she does this on camera. Where she comes for him on camera, he seems shocked. It seems like she's saying, hey, Mauricio, you know, we need to shoot a scene today. It's just going to be easy. We're just going to talk about our relationship. And he's like, oh, okay. And then the cameras roll and she's like, you're doing everything wrong. And he just looks shocked every single time. He's like,
love it.
Yeah. He's like, what?
And then like, don't forget when she was like, by the way, I got another tattoo. Huh? And he's like, was it my name? Did you put my name on your body? No. Oh. Do you want to put my name on your body? No.
Stop trying to control me.
Like, okay, geez. Yeah, so anyway, my point is misfire. You're not aiming.
No. Also,
you're like a drunk man at the Surly Goat. Your aim is terrible. There's piss all over your floor, Kyle.
You're like hammock lady trying to sit down in her hammock, not doing it gracefully.
Okay? Oh my God! Still playing with her hair and lifting her arms over her head. Like you're terrible at this.
By the way, they just ordered food because the waitress came over and then she handed out roll-ups and then took back menus. So they just ordered food. So they're probably like, okay, well, Cindy probably we need to get some food in her stomach.
Like, I literally hate this girl right now watching her. Isn't she hateable?
I know. I started to kind of laugh when you were doing your spiel because I was getting so distracted by this fucking girl.
She is like literally the worst. Everything we're saying about her, she's actually turning into truth times 100.
And there were some people who walked by who clearly were like about to sit down and were like, oh no, that girl's wasted over there.
Yeah, she's literally the worst.
I think this is Elvis's beach bar, by the way. If anyone wants, well, no one's gonna. I just hope that someone at Elvis's is listening and then is like, I can tell you everything about that woman right now.
I think we know everything. She's already telling us everything about her. Okay, let's go to Annemarie's Champagne and Diamonds brunch. So she's like got a glam squad, and she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, everyone's going to be here. This looks so amazing. That's what everybody wants. They want food. They want champagne. They want, like, that's what you do on Mother's Day, you know? Like, we're all going to all come together as moms. Like, we're going to feel pampered. Like, you know when you can like go to a store and then try everything on, but not get to take anything home? That's what's going to be like today, because she's got a jeweler, so they can all try on fancy jewelry, but then not. I don't understand that. Like,
it's just a flex. It's a flex.
It's like, a weird flex. Like, you've got to borrow things. Who cares?
I know a jeweler. And here, the jewelry, you can buy some stuff, but if no one buys it at this party, no one's
buying $1 million necklace at an Annemarie party. Like, who wants to commemorate that Annemarie party with $1 million spent?
Yeah. So now we go to Crystal getting glammed up, and she's talking to her glam squad, and she's like, so Annemarie's hosting a brunch at her house. It's called Champagne and Diamonds. I know, it's so stupid. And I feel like it's just like a little weird because I just had like so much conflict with her on this trip. Oh my God, my veins. Okay, sorry. I was actually just looking at a power cord. Anyway, so I got sick and I had to go to the hospital, and she was like really supportive and helpful, which gives me hope for like that we can move forward with our friendship. You know?
No, it's not going to work out.
It's not.
Sorry.
It's not going to happen.
And for Anne-Marie's part, she's like, oh my God, I'm going to FaceTime with my husband. And he's like, wow, our connection's mediocre, but I guess that's par for the course. She's like, yeah, so like Crystal's going to come over. I'm just like so sick of this negative energy. He's like, oh yeah, it's not even interesting negative energy. So I mean, it's basically like an A+ 0.5, I think, as far as energy goes.
So now Garcelle is in glam. And she's like, well, it's the first time everyone's going to be at Annemarie's. So,
hold on. Let me talk to my son about it. We're like, fast forward. Okay, so then we go to Sutton. Okay, everybody's getting glammed up. Who cares?
Who literally cares about? Well, no, we have Dorit talking.
Yeah, Dorit. That's where I was going next. So Dorit's talking to PK. And she's like, BB! And he's on the phone. He's like, sorry, not going to be there. She's like, but it's Mother's Day! He's like, we don't care about Mother's Day in England, darling. Like, we literally have someone called the Queen Mother here. Every day is Mother's Day.
We're not allowed to have actual mothers. We just have to say Queen Mother, R.I.P. But I'm your children's mother, and I would like for you to make a more concerted effort from now on to be together for Mother's Day. Well, babe, I am there in spirit, because why don't you look to your right? Ladies and gentlemen, Berlin.
Can I just point out that Dorit is having the actual storyline that Kyle is trying to have?
Yes,
because every time Kyle is trying to have the storyline, Maurizio's there being attentive to her. And every time Dorit is trying to pretend the storyline's not happening, PK is really gone. And like, I'm not into you anymore. I'm sorry. I'm with my other family now.
I literally thought that this was going to be a big surprise and that PK was going to show up for Mother's Day and was like, see, babe, I am here for you after all, babe. But nope. No, he was like, see, I'm in London, so no one really cares about Mother's Day and your American holidays, babe.
Yeah, I hate you. Hope you die. So then we see that he's still there, and he's not planning on coming back, really. So then we go to Annemarie's brunch, and
by the way, Annemarie's brunch, full of people. It was like 100 people there. There were just so many people walking around this thing. She definitely was like, I'm the newbie, and I want to show everyone that I'm popular. I'm not like Crystal, who only has 14 friends. They all defriended her. Like, I have lots of friends walking around this party right now.
It's like hospital people.
Yeah.
Like office party kind of
Mary
thing.
Cosby would not be happy.
Yeah, she probably just was like, hey, girls, come, come to my house. And I'm like, let's go to Annemarie's mansion. That's fucking amazing. So, yeah, it actually made me kind of trust Annemarie because she has a lot of people who seem very nice that are her friend. So I was like, okay, then that means she's probably a nice person. But man, she's really blowing this first season.
Yeah, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if she gets a second season because people don't seem to really like her. But I think also her husband has done a lot of damage because they're like really terrible. Well, there was rumors, but now like actual lawsuits or accusations against him. And I think that Bravo is just trying to clean their hands of her at this point. But yeah, I mean, she has friends, so that's nice for her.
That's something. So people come in and she shows them the jewelry setup and stuff. And I don't know. Erica comes in and she's like,
oh, what are you offering? Champagne? Looks like someone broke their glass there, stupid champagne holders, dumbasses. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to apologize to you too? I'm so sorry. All right, I'll be inside, you fucking losers.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Garcelle. Garcelle is sort of like lingering by that jewelry also, and she's like, well, this is a ring that you have to give a BJ for every day.
Gladly. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, it's Garcelle's thing in every scene now. She's just going to show up and be like, are you married?
Let me tell you about my kids. Wow, where did you go? So people are walking around. Annemarie's like, so, Erica, what did you think about the trip? She's like,
Yeah, well, I was a little shocked at the angle that I had at the Merce thing, whoever Merce was. And other than that, I'm good. You know, I'm glad that Crystal's feeling better. And, you know, if you want to get mad at her right now, you want to do that, that'd be kind of fun. Need something to do right now. So why don't you yell at Crystal or something, you know?
I like that they're like, wow, what about that memorial service we had for that dead guy?
Well, you know, I was pretty angry that day. That was fun. Well,
making it about yourself at every fucking turn. So then, let's see. Annemarie hasn't. We just talked. This is basically a party where they go, Annemarie, how do you feel? She's like, I hope that I can make up with Crystal. Crystal, how do you feel? I'm sick of having fights with Annemarie. Kyle, how do you feel? Well, I'm sick of them fighting. Sutton, how do you feel? Merce is dead. Garcelle, how do you feel? I'd fuck Merce if he was still here. Was Merce married? It's just like a merry-go-round.
Yeah. So Kyle comes in. Kyle, by the way, she walks into Annemarie's place and is instantly jealous. Did you see the jealousy on her eyes? She's looking around. She sees how popular Annemarie is. All these friends, tons of jewelry, an enormous spread. Like Annemarie came and really showed up things. And, you know, Kyle was not going to have it. Like, we see previews at the end of this episode for next week where Kyle has some sort of party at SoFi Stadium. Because you know that party was originally just going to be, like, in their backyard. She's Mauricio, if you want to save this marriage, we are going to show up Annemarie. Rent out SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, she's like, oh, wow, this is so over the top. Whoa, so much food. Wow, whoa, so over the top. So let's see, Erica arrives. Okay, we already did that. Okay,
so Sutton shows up next, and Sutton's Sutton's upset that there's no handrail. She's like, is there really no handrail? What is wrong with these people? Oh, but notably, Sutton's also wasted because Avi has made her a roadie that was essentially like a pint glass of vodka. So she's wasted, and she is struggling going up a staircase that has no handrail.
I love that Sutton's whole thing is, how dare you suggest that I have a problem with alcohol and not eating? No, I will not eat that. Get me a drink. She's like falling down as she enters parties.
Yeah. So she comes in and they're like, oh my God, you got a roadie. And Annemarie's like, oh my God, you brought a roadie, didn't you? Can we get you a glass?
I bring roadies everywhere. Doesn't everybody carry roadies? I can't imagine being friends with a group of people who are like, oh my God, he brought a roadie? My friends are like, nice work. Did you bring any extra, buddy? Like, pull the shit out of my backpack. So then she was right, too, because Corbell is being served at this party. That's bad, right?
I feel like Corbell is sort of like mid-tier, like mid-low tier. I don't know. Like the bottom of the barrel is like Andre, right? Like Andre and maybe Barefoot. I don't know. But then Veuve and what's it called is going to be at the top. Chandon. I forget. What are the top? There's something even higher than Veuve. Oh, Dom Perignon. Cristal. Yeah, Corbell I think is more like
I didn't even know to be embarrassed, but I read comments later. And they're like, that's embarrassing. So now I'm embarrassed for
I think Corbell's like a step up from Andre, but yeah, it's like when you go to Trader when you get that Prosecco from Trader Joe's. You know, it's like nice with your friends, but like at a party on Real Houses of Beverly Hills, maybe not.
Yeah. Okay, so they start talking about diamonds. They're all oohing and awing over these diamonds and talking about giving blowjobs for the diamonds. And Erica's like,
well, I love diamonds, but have been enough fights over fucking rocks, so forget it, all right? I don't need any more of this. Next thing you know, they're going to accuse me of stealing things.
Ma'am, you are piling jewelry into your bag, and we're all seeing it right now.
Oh, me? No, never did such a thing. Don't know what you're talking about.
So Erica's like,
oh, Crystal, I just wanted to say thank you because you're the only person who said I'm really sorry I contributed to your pain.
And then they cut to the trip where Crystal goes, I'm really sorry I contributed to your pain. It's like, wow, she's really getting literal about that apology.
Yeah. And Garth, there's still lots of like stuff. Everyone else is still talking about jewelry and everything. And Annemarie decides that she is going to pull Crystal to have a discussion. So she's like, hey, Crystal, can I talk to you for a second here? Thank you so much. Okay, let's go sit down. Okay. Hey, so I want to get to a better place with Crystal because I don't want to keep harboring this resentment towards her, you know? And Crystal's like, yeah, I just want to tell you really quickly, just so you know, I went to my doctor's yesterday and he said I need to start working out more. So thanks for helping me get to that realization.
So it's a really long time for them to basically say, I'm not apologizing to you. Let's just move forward. They both do it, which I kind of liked. They didn't relitigate it. They were just like, you're an asshole and I'm an asshole. So let's just be assholes, but still go to the same parties. They're like, oh my God, what a good idea.
Let's pretend that you forgot that I said that you were claiming to be a doctor, and I'll pretend to forget that you said that you were making me relevant, and we'll just go keep having this fake friendship, and it'll be great.
Yeah. So then Kyle's like, oh my God, what's going on? All the ladies are watching. And so it's like, mind your biscuits. So then after the fight, they're like, we made up, everybody. Well, congratulations. Everybody was on the edge of their seats. I can tell you at my house, things were just really tense worrying about this argument.
America was concerned, and now America could let out a collective sigh of relief now that these two had squashed their beef.
And this was one of the most lifeless parties we've had on the show in a while. And I'd just like to congratulate Annemarie on keeping that legacy going.
Yeah.
You are killing it.
So after all this happens, they all kind of like wind up sitting down on the sofa together, and Annemarie and Crystal say that they've squashed everything, and Erica's like,
Well, I think all of us really like each other, but I would love it if we stood up for each other more. And that's what I want. That's why I want to say something.
sit up for each other more. We watched 5 seasons in a row of you and Rinna and Kyle and Dorit banding together and running people off of the show. You guys definitely stand up for each other.
Yeah. And they stood up for you last year. I mean, that should have been a lot worse for you. I mean, I agree with Kyle and Dorit, who are really offended. They're like, what the hell, bro? So she's like,
yeah, I look at you, and part of me wants an apology, but the other part thinks they should come to me. I shouldn't have to ask for it.
And Dorit's like, yes, but Erica, you genuinely, you don't believe I was supportive of you.
And she goes, oh, well, we were at Kathy's dinner, and you said that everybody was dragged into it.
They were. And that's when Erica's getting mad that they're all asking questions. They're all being hounded about it every fucking day. Erica, you have to answer questions about it. Sorry.
Yeah, because they don't want to have to do an interview and say something and like blindly support you, and then it turns out like maybe you were more complicit in something, and then they look like assholes. So Dorit's like, we see that clip from that dinner where Dorit's like,
we didn't ask to be in this situation, Erica. We just are. So if that's the situation, then we should all be scared.
So Dorit's like,
I said one little line, and all the other 18 months of support, that means nothing to you anymore.
I didn't say that. All I said was this symbol.
Is that a paperclip? Who uses those anymore?
I thought you couldn't afford those.
Isn't that the symbol for Prince?
Turns out paper clips, you can undo them, make them into little shapes, and sell them at Venice Beach.
So Dorit's like, it wasn't easy supporting that girl, but we did it blindly.
They did. Quite frankly, they did do it blindly. And Kyle's like, well, I mean, you said just like a second ago as a group, like as a whole. And like Sutton and Garcelle, they had a very different position, meaning they hated you. But we had a very similar position, like we supported you. And I took issue with just like how you were handling. And I never doubted that you didn't know anything. And I said that to everybody and anyone who would listen to me, which was quite a large number of people, because as a working actress, people tend to care about what I say.
And so on the after show, I saw a clip of it, and Kyle's like, yeah, well, some people just wanted it to be true so badly, Erica. I never believed it, but they wanted it to be true. And she's like,
thanks for saying that, Kyle. Thanks for saying it, because I felt it, and no one else will say it.
And the producer's like, so I thought you made up with Sutton. What's going on? And she's like,
she made a joke about how much my tickets cost. Fuck her.
That's not a real friend. Like, oh, okay.
So
Erica's like, well, thank you for acknowledging that, thank you.
So Sutton says like, oh, by the way, Erica, I apologize because I caused you a lot of hurt.
I hated this. Sutton falling all over herself to apologize to Erica.
She was wasted.
This is ridiculous. You talked about what was in the fucking LA Times as a big, huge story on the LA Times.
Look at those people waving at us. Were they waving at us?
She does not need to apologize. And then Garcelle's like, well, I didn't want you to fall, but I had an opinion and I'm going to stick by that forever. Thank you. See, Garcelle makes it all worth it. There may be scenes that I'm like, what? Garcelle, do something. But then she does. And I'm like, thank you, Garcelle. This is really all I need.
Garcelle is just, her home storylines are just not very interesting. But when she's in a group, she's great.
But I love her just not being afraid of anybody and just being like, no, like you don't get to come in and just suddenly be a villain. We were asking you legit questions and I'm not going to apologize to you. Sorry.
I just want to say thank you for hearing me. I have let go. Except for the fact that I'm clearly not let go because we're having a scene about this right now. And I am moving forward. And now we can fight about someone else. Ha! I'm just kidding. But we can seriously fight about someone else.
And that's when we find out next week is the season finale. And it looks like that's when Kyle is going to bring the House of Cards down.
And we see that scene where she's sitting next to Portia saying, guys, we'll still be a family. We'll always be a family. And Portia's like, because poor girl's life is obviously being turned upside down. So we'll see that fun scene next week. Much to look forward to. And in the meantime, go vote for the Crappies. Go buy your tickets for the Crappies, whether it's going to be in person or whether you're going to do it on Moment. Go to watchwhatcrappens.com for all that stuff. And we'll be back on the next episode. Bye, everyone. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain. She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.